The Slim Folio Pro by Logitech is the newest iPad keyboard case to come to market. Logitech was awesome and they sent me a unit to review and try out. What's interesting about this keyboard compared to the last set of Logitech keyboards for the iPad Pros is this one doesn't connect via the smart connector. Instead, it connects via Bluetooth LE, but we'll get into that a little more later. The case itself is hard plastic that should protect the iPad from any scratches. It definitely provides more protection than the Apple Smart Folio keyboard, but this also means extra weight. I struggle with this one. While the Logitech Slim Folio Pro keyboard offers more features and more flexibility than the Apple Smart Keyboard Folio, the iPad is supposed to be this ultra-portable machine, and extra weight hurts that idea. But like I said, with the weight comes protection, so it's really a matter of choice. What matters to you more, weight or protection? The iPad slides into the bottom piece, and then you bring the two corners of the case around the iPad. It's easy enough to get out, but it's not something you're going to want to do multiple times a day to use your iPad as a tablet. The keyboard does flip back so you can use it in tablet mode, but I found it to be kind of annoying. After a short amount of time, I would just end up laying the iPad down in my lap. One of the really cool features about this keyboard is the Apple Pencil loop. I've heard a ton of people complain that their Apple Pencils get knocked off in their bags and they have to go hunting for them. With the Slim Folio Pro, Logitech thought ahead. There's a strap that covers the Apple Pencil and a magnet to hold the strap in place. When you want to use the Apple Pencil, just flip the strap back and there's a magnet on the backside that'll hold it into place. There's also a sleeve the Apple Pencil can slide into, but honestly, I forgot to use it. The strap did a great job of holding the pencil in place while traveling for me. The Logitech Slim Folio Pro only has one viewing angle to use, and it works fine when using laptop mode. The Apple Smart Folio keyboard does have two viewing angles, but even I rarely use the angle where the iPad stands straight up. I don't think having one angle hurts this product. If you're buying something like this, you're buying it to use it with the keyboard, and they picked the right angle for that. I mentioned at the top of the video that this is the first keyboard designed for the iPad Pros by Logitech not to use the smart connector. Does this hurt the keyboard? No. In my couple of weeks of working off this keyboard, I only had to charge it the first time out of the box. My only complaint, I'd like to see the battery life in the battery widget. There is a battery button on the keyboard, and when you hit it, it'll flash a light. I haven't had it long enough to see what happens when the battery dies. But when it does die, you can charge it with the same cable you use to charge your iPad Pro. The port on the Logitech Slim Folio Pro is USB-C. This means you can charge it straight from your iPad. This is great if you're on the road and not near power. Of course, you can also use the standard charging brick or an external battery pack as well. So how fast does it connect? Logitech did something kind of interesting here. Most Bluetooth keyboards, you need to hit a key in order for the keyboard to reconnect to the device. This usually takes around a second. With the keyboard, it pairs as soon as you put it down in the typing viewing angle. There are magnets that when it connects so it knows that it's paired. Hit a key and the iPad wakes up. This is because of Bluetooth LE, which is a low-energy, fast-pairing version of Bluetooth. A lot of modern wireless headphones are using this. The only major downside for using the Bluetooth over the smart connector is the keyboard must have a battery. But because of the fact that it's bigger than the Apple keyboard, it means you can get a better typing experience. And isn't that what a keyboard should be all about? The Slim Folio Pro has what I would call a good laptop keyboard. Lots of key travel, full-size keys, and even the proper layout for the arrow keys. Typing on this keyboard feels really good, much better than any other specific iPad keyboard to date that I've tried. When you press down on a key, you actually feel like you're pressing down on a key, unlike some modern laptops. The arrow keys are half height, which is perfect so you can align your hands when typing or navigating. If there's only one thing I could praise about this keyboard, it would be the key feel and the typing experience of it. It's terrific. Fortunately, I get to praise more than one thing about this keyboard. I get to praise the fact that it has function keys and media keys. When you use a keyboard for so long that doesn't have these, you forget how great they are. And since this was designed for the iPad, all of the function keys are relevant to the iPad. First, we have the home key. This acts as if there was a home button on the iPad. Hit it once or double tap it to bring up multitasking. Next are the backlight brightness. Oh, did I forget to mention it has backlighting? Because it does. The first key turns the brightness down, and the second key turns the brightness up. The backlighting isn't super bright, but it works well in the dark, and hey, that's what it's for. The magnifying glass brings up spotlight, but so does command space, and that shortcut is natural for me. The next key pops up the typing keyboard, but there's already a globe key in the bottom left corner that allows you to cycle through all the on-screen keyboards. I think these 2 keys would have been better used to control the brightness of the iPad. The next 6 keys are media playback: skip, play, volume mute, volume down, and volume up. It's so nice to have these on a keyboard again. The lock key just locks the iPad, which is great because the case covers the lock and the volume button. You can still use them, but I find them a bit hard to press. But the function keys do a good job of covering for them. If you long press on the lock key, you can summon Siri, which means you can have Siri built into the keyboard now. If you go into the accessibility options on the iPad, you can even turn on Type to Siri. Combining those 2 options with Siri shortcuts, you just made a simple custom terminal for your iPad. Anytime I review a product, I like to ask, who is it for? The answer for this one is pretty easy: anyone who works from an iPad and spends most of their time with a keyboard attached. If you spend most of your time writing, answering email, taking notes, anything that works better with a physical keyboard, this is for you. I can't praise the key feel, the travel, and the function keys enough. Overall, I think this is a great keyboard case, especially if you want the added protection. Though it doesn't use the smart connector, I think Bluetooth LE does a great job covering for it. I will put a link to the keyboard in the description below. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.